Alright, hey guys, it's Dante or Danmos, and today we are starting the Inktober challenge for this month. Last year I think I told myself that I wouldn't be doing it again this year, but I ended up, doing it again this year because, well, you're seeing this video, aren't you? I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Last year I finished it, barely, to be honest. If I finish it this year, that'll be great. If not, not a huge deal. Hopefully this time I don't get sick of it because last year I was really sick of it towards the end. But this year I'm looking forward to it actually. So we'll see how I'll feel at the end of it. But yeah, I guess moving on, let's just go ahead and get started. So the prompt for day one was Gargoyle, and I couldn't really think of anything to draw. The only thing I could think of was possibly something from the TV show Gargoyles. It was like an old cartoon from like the 90s or something. I barely remember it. I didn't really remember liking it or anything. I don't remember really much about it. So I didn't draw anything of it, of course. So I just ended up kind of drawing my own Gargoyle, I guess. Just kind of from the old noggin, just my imagination, I guess. Not the most creative Gargoyle, but I just drew it real quick in a bit of a pose. I got a little bit of hand practice, I guess. But other than that, it was just really simple. But with this, I started practicing with the different brushes, as you can see. At first it was really flat, and then I felt like it needed more, so I looked through the brushes to see what I could do to kind of texturize it. So I found the category for, I think it's a materials brush. I'm using Procreate, by the way, so the categories, yeah. Materials is what I use, and I don't remember which brush I use exactly, but I just went over through the body and just kind of added to make it look stony, because before it was just flat and just didn't really look stony in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, I added kind of smoke in the background using the cloud brush, which I think is in the elements tab or category on Procreate brushes. But yeah, there's a bit of experimentation with the brushes, which you'll see me do throughout the challenge. But overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. Nothing amazing, but nothing bad either. So just what I'm looking for, I guess. Alright, so day two, definitely not my best. I guess I have a day two curse or something, because yeah, last year's was not good either. But I was busy, I had work, and I didn't have enough time to do it. So all I had enough time was to do the line art. So I think on my Instagram, I just posted the line art. I didn't even color it or anything. But of course the next day I colored it and stuff. But I didn't even shade it actually. I just kind of messed with it and practiced with the different brushes. Like with the eyes, I had the little circular brush things. And then with the shell, I texturized it like I did with the gargoyle. And then with the, I guess the crab shell part, I did multiple layers of different colored texturizing just to see how it would look. Overall, it's not super great. Prompt for day two was Scurry, by the way. I don't think I even mentioned that, but yeah. Alright, number three was bats. This was really simple and quick. I do it really fast. I kind of like it when I do that. It's just quick and easy. I know exactly what I want to do, draw it fast. And it turns out just fine. Not super amazing, but I actually like it a lot. Enough to where I'm satisfied with it. So that's all I can really ask for. Overall, just simple line art. I did texturize the mask like I did with the gargoyle. Just a tiny bit, very light in opacity. Barely can notice it, but it did make a difference in my opinion, so it doesn't look so flat. I also tried to give Batman some stubble, but I don't really like how it turned out, but I do think it did make his face look less flat as well. But yeah, other than that, I'm happy with it, just as I said. Alright, so day four was Scallop. This one didn't leave much to the imagination. I really couldn't think of anything other than a literal scallop, and I don't even remember what it looked like, so I had to even look it up. I saw how it looked when it was cooked, nothing special, just standard seafood basically, but then I saw how it looked when it was alive, and that was freaky. These things are really spooky, so that's what I wanted to draw. And also that's probably why they have this even as a prompt. They probably found out what the hell a scallop looked like when it was alive, and they're like, you know what, that's a prompt right there, day four. But yeah, I I'm okay with how it turned out. Not super amazing, but I did have fun with it. Did practice with a lot of different brushes. I texturized the shell, but also just overall the whole piece, just like a whole layer over it. I used the ocean brush to make it look like it was submerged in water, and I think it turned out really nice. So yeah. Alright, so the prompt for day 5 was Flame. So I drew the Flame Ignis Flame from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. I like how this turned out. Actually, I think it might be my favorite, to be honest, from this week. Really simple and really quick, just like I like it, I guess. I also tried something different, which I also tried to do later, but didn't turn out so well as this one did. But I tried not to do black lining for this. I just did it the same like color as Flame was, the like pinkish or brownish red. I used as lining to just see how it would turn out, and I actually like how it did turn out. And then with the eyes, not super happy with it, but I tried to give it the glow effect, but I just really didn't know how to do that. But it turned out alright. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Shading was simple. Lighting was simple, that kind of thing. Really just the whole drawing was simple, and I just like how it turned out for the most part. I guess the one gripe I have is that I think one of his eyes is larger than the other, but you know, I'm not perfect, so I mean, I guess I could have just copy pasted and mirrored it and whatever, but I usually avoid that, but yeah. Okay, so the prompt for day 6 was Bouquet, and I didn't like this prompt at all. One of the few prompts I just really didn't see much creativity with. Eventually, I settled on drawing a Roselia, which is a flower Pokemon. I was gonna draw Sunflora because I couldn't think of Roselia for some reason. I don't know why, but I was like, I don't really want to draw Sunflora eventually. I was reminded of Roselia's existence, so I of course drew Roselia. I'm not super happy with how it turned out. I like how the red rose turned out, not how the blue rose turned out. Like once I figured out how to draw a rose, I actually really liked it and had fun with it. But then on the blue rose, I didn't really know how to do it from a side perspective, so yeah. But with like the body and face, I think I just don't really like how the proportions turned out. I think the eyes maybe needed to be bigger, maybe like in her horns, I think they're a little uneven. And then also the pose, I try to make it to where she's like sitting cross-legged, but it kind of just looks like she's doing a flamingo pose, which I'm not super fond of, but you know, I'll take what I can get, I guess. Alright, so the prompt for day 7 was Trip, and this is the one I mentioned with the flame prompt, is that I tried to do the lining without using black, and it didn't really turn out too great on this one. It turned out good on the flame one, but not on this one, so yeah. Maybe it's just a specific piece, because this one's kind of in the darkness, but yeah. But yeah, I guess a little explaining with this is that I made this little comic just kind of showing what happened to me a little while back. What my dog likes to do is he likes to lay down in front of the bathroom door while someone's in there. And one time, in the middle of the night, I used the bathroom, didn't check for him, and just tripped over him, and I was like, what the hell? And right there, he was just sitting like an idiot. So I just made this into a comic. I actually planned on drawing this before Inktober. I've been brainstorming kind of like comics to draw as like kind of practice, and I guess just content, I guess. And this was one of the ideas I came up with. My gripes with this, the one main thing I said was the lining didn't turn out great, not using black lining, and also I don't like how I drew a dog. I didn't know how to draw a dog. My dog does not look like that. He's a Siberian Husky, and I just didn't know how to draw a dog, I guess. But yeah. But I guess on the positive note that I did like is I did like how I formatted the comic. I also didn't do it in square. Like I think usually it's the default for Procreate is like 2048 by 2048 pixels. I did this in like a vertical format, like a usual comic, and got to experiment with that and, you know, just kind of add variety. And also, it's all supposed to be in the dark, and I think I achieved that well with this. And also, I think with the lighting with the foam, I think I liked how that turned out as well. But other than that, I didn't really like this piece at all, to be honest. A little disappointed in myself, but I did learn a lot from it, so All right, and finally for day 8, this is the last one for this week. The prompt was match, and I just drew a matchstick, just a little matchstick. At first I was just gonna draw a basic matchstick, but then eventually I was like, what if I just added a face? So I did, and I actually liked it, so stuck with it. And then I made 2 versions of this, one where he was not on fire and one where he was on fire. I was originally gonna actually draw a different mouth for the one when he was on fire, like all squiggly and like freaking out, but I got lazy, I guess. I don't remember what was going through my head at the time, but I'm pretty sure I just got lazy and just flipped the frown upside, or no, I guess not the frown upside down, but like the smile upside down. But yeah, nice basic piece to end it off. I like how it turned out. I used the different brushes to texture it again. Like for the matchstick part, I used a bit of like, I don't remember what the brush was called, but it's kind of like a rusty kind of feeling it gives to it, and you know, it just gives that texture to the match. And then for the stick part, I used the wood brush, and actually, you know, it looks like wood, and I like how it turned out, so I'll definitely use that brush in the future. But yeah, other than that, I'm happy with it. Nice and simple, got it done real quick. And all right, yeah, that's gonna end it off for this week. Starting off a lot stronger than I did last year, I'd say. But that's probably because, you know, of course, over time, just improved as an artist. Like for example, like I'd say my art right here, my little PNG I'm using to talk to you guys, is a lot better than the one I used last year. But yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for this week. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that crap. And other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.